Good afternoon and welcome back to the Overwatch University League. Just because it's not the season doesn't mean we are going anywhere whatsoever, as we are going to be giving you guys some fantastic Saturday night scrims today. First of all, though, you are joined by myself, Daniel, Sandal, and MC KitKat. How are you doing tonight, my man?
Hello, I'm doing well. It's the first edition of the Scrim Nights, hopefully the first among many to come, and hopefully next time with more teams as they get to know what this event is all about.
As you say, this is the Virgin cast of the Saturday Night Scrims, and we're really excited today as we've got two fantastic teams coming into this. No Mercy, of course, if you guys have been keeping up to date, did finish last season, going through the regular season without dropping a single map. Nanoblade, who they're going to be going up against, are very new to this. However, we do have some familiar names there and some incredible names on the rosters. Some very nice SR differentials coming in as well.
Indeed, Nanoblade has been training for a week and a half, so they're a completely new team. And apparently we're going to Ilios. That's the choice of the map. And as far as I know, let me quickly check my notes since I've asked both teams for some information before the matches start. And for No Mercy, we have to pay special attention to their DPS duo, which is Wild Wolf and Support Only, who does not play support.
That was a very good joke that we came up with during the cast of the finals. Support only went absolutely nutty, targeting only the supports. So I guess that's where his name does come from more than anything else. But he is definitely a man to look out for. Very stylish. He was playing so consistently and so well. But of course, as you mentioned, we are going to be choosing a control map first. So between those, we have Lijiang Tower, Nepal, and Ilios. And it does look like we are actually going over to Lijiang Tower first
Oh,
of all.
yes. I've been told that Ilios was the first map that is banned. And apparently
Ah,
there's a
easy
player.
mistakes.
Well, I was messaged with Ilios and just Ilios. Only later on did I get that's the ban. So it's kind of confusing if you say, yeah, Ilios. Okay, what's Ilios gonna be? Is it the map you chose? No, it's the map we're gonna ban. That's
It's okay. We have to deal with everything here on production side, you see. It's just one of those things you get used to after a little bit of a while. And unfortunately, I don't have Wesley here to make a few new jokes about it with. So I'm going to have to bounce off of you for this one, MC KitKat. But make sure to just BM Mats whilst we're going through the game.
Oh
Anything you can
yes.
slide in
Oh
there.
yes. I will BM everything on Mats. I really hope we get some sort of pause and just watch as Mats goes into the settings and goes like, fuck, what's this, what's the pause button? I don't know. I'm Mats. I usually have a minion do this for me.
Well, we usually are those minions, of course, but today, just quickly going into this, we will be heading over to Lijiang Tower very soon. This is going to be the best of three format instead, I believe. And as we do go into this, we've been seeing some new changes coming into the meta as well. And would you quickly like to go over what we're expecting to see from these teams who are going to be trying something new as the meta is shifted?
Yes, well, for starters, No Mercy has told us that they prefer to play either Dive or Death Ball, although with Doomfist coming in, there might be some experimentation on their side. I'm not sure how much they've been training. With some of their players missing, especially their main tank, they might not be as willing to experiment as much. But on the other hand, we have a completely new team, Nanoblade, where we don't know what they're gonna pick, and this might allow No Mercy to just experiment, considering that, Nanoblade is somewhat weaker, somewhat inexperienced compared to No Mercy having already played in Season 2, having gone to the playoffs, having done well there. So I'm looking forward to all the experimentation we can have. And since South Korea has brought out Junkrat, I'm looking forward if we see a Junkrat.
Definitely the case. And one thing I would actually like to point out, Homemade Pizza is going to be joining the roster of No Mercy. Firstly, No Mercy are a fantastic team, which I've had the great pleasure of covering beforehand. Natsukage, brilliant captain coming in, has a very strong relationship with his teammates. Homemade Pizza coming over from another team which I have a very strong relationship with, the Slow Cookers. He is very well known for his Reinhardt play, but during the dive meta did also switch over onto the Winston. So we have to expect he's going to fit in with this team very well and hopefully gel incredibly well into them.
And we are entering Lijiang Tower, and before oh, it's Control Center. This is my favorite map of all of Lijiang Tower because of the wide open space and just the different approaches. It's really good for anything, really. I've seen dive, I've seen a lot of different strats played here, but it's gonna be tough.
Definitely the case, and that initial setup being the first thing that teams will generally rely on. During the dive meta, we saw very differential play coming through. Some people would go for the high ground on the outside. A lot of people would go for the control room, either the front control room or the server room towards the back. So whichever team compositions we're going to be seeing here will be supplementing each and every strategy very well. But because this is only a scrim, of course, we could be seeing something completely different.
Indeed, we could see, and we have on both sides Winston's coming out, so this is your typical dive composition.
And there we go, dive bodies already as Genji going in, getting 2 kills instantly off the bat, only 1 being traded back into Homemade Pizza. Wild Wolf will be taking down Zentia's D.Va mech as well. Mini D.Va gonna be absolutely destroyed on the outside of the mech as Genji not gonna have any luck, has to retreat back to his team. Incredibly quick and clean dive coming through from not slow cookers, No Mercy.
And this, I think, shows the experience that No Mercy has compared to Nanoblade. They instantly went in and pushed very aggressively and easily took control of the point.
Wild Wolf, of course, having his pulse bomb available to him and using it straight away. That's going to be an instant disadvantage coming through. And look at that, supplementing that disadvantage. 3 kills, only trading 2 back, however, as No Mercy not showing any mercy whatsoever in picking Dragonblade, Nanoblade apart.
And that's some nice ultimate charge built on No Mercy as well. The Genji close to his blade and also Trickset close to his sound barrier.
Now, what would be the thing that we're expecting to see? How can the team of Nanoblade just come in and retake this point?
I think important is to bait out. Oh, we have here the
Baiting out those ults. Not just yet. That's the Dragonblade going straight through, slicing and dicing. My goodness, 3 kills. That's not going to be a retake just yet, so I'll let you get back to your points.
Yes, okay. I was not expecting. I was thinking let the support only play out his blade and retreat back and just let them waste as many ultimates as possible. But support only shows why he's the player to have a look on, because he just crushed everything.
He's definitely going for it as well. It's incredible to see how consistent he is on everything he plays so far. I've not really seen him at a bad performance. Wild Wolf's going to be taken out at the beginning of this, however. That's going to be a monkey going absolutely ape. That's 2 monkeys going ape even. Getting those boxing gloves out. Looking for something. Pizza will be smacking Henry off of this. Oh, Zenyatta! That's a feels bad man as Natsukage being taken off the side of the edge. That will be XX Blizzard X not getting that high noon off as well as he expected, as Enzo getting that free kill to actually finish off this point. Overtime will be coming through now. That will be Henry using that sound barrier to give himself the extra health to try to stay on this point. But overtime being depleted, and that's the first round easily going to No Mercy.
Indeed. We saw a very good push towards the end, but very dangerous. Oh, we have a pause apparently. As we go into the game, we have a pause. Okay, but it was a very dangerous push from the outside, and we saw both monkeys go crazy, and almost a diva flying off. The Zen flew off. But I had a feeling that Nanoblade split up after the end. Like the McCree was suddenly on point, ulting on his own, no one there, while the rest was going crazy on the outside. Some coordination that is still lacking on this very new team.
And that's what we have to expect coming through, of course. These teams are scrimming to get that experience, to try new strategies, and to really play in a six-stack environment that plays into the competitive nature of the games that they'll be playing during the regular season.
Indeed, and now we're waiting to see why the game was paused. If there has been some issues.
Frame drops was the issue that we were having from support only. Support only has currently left the game, just needs to quickly restart. He has rejoined, and we are ready to go back in. So very nice, quick restart, as that's going to be going into our second map. And what are we expecting to see coming through?
Well, I expect support only to kill even more people, considering that he was fighting with dropped frames and still got a very good blade out there, which was really insane.
And just the consistency that we were seeing from him as well. It's not like he was rushing in to have these huge impact plays, overwhelming high impact plays, but he was going in, he was being annoying, and he was just playing that Genji to such great success.
Indeed, but also the entirety of his team working far better together than Nanoblade. I feel that Nanoblade could use this game to learn a bit more about coordination and how to play together as a team.
We will be seeing the double pharmacies coming out. Of course, if you are in my elo at all, you'll know that this is not the strategy you want to run into, because my god, it tilts me, and it's just going to be tilting two members of Nanoblade already, as there are going to be 3 members taken out of the fray now, as Homemade Pizza the only one to be traded back, support only. What is this guy having for breakfast? Because my goodness, I want some myself.
I feel it's the frames. The frames have been fixed, and now he can do much more work than just with an ultimate.
What do you have with frames for breakfast, though? Is it a cereal that you put milk in, or?
Might be some seconds, maybe, or could be just some whiskey. You know, something
Ooh.
hard. Because I expect support only to be this hardcore person. You know.
Are we able to promote that sort of thing on stream at the second? Let us know in chat if you do want us to be promoting anything like that anytime soon, as Wild Wolf going to be getting himself into the action and going hard himself. Mine! That was huge! I did not expect that. Sorry for the exclamation, Dad, but 2 kills with that rocket barrage. Instant wipe of the team, and Nanoblade just not getting a look in here.
Indeed, that was dangerous. They just got into that room, and that was just a silver platter for Wild Wolf to go crazy on his Pharah.
Funneled into that choke point as well, and definitely proving that Pharah is going to be a huge pick for them. Natsukage keeping him topped off the majority of the time as well, whilst also providing the safety of the air, keeping that Mercy alive. We do see that some ultimates are currently available as well, so the ult economy still in favor of No Mercy.
And we do have 2 DPS on the side of Nanoblade and a Zenyatta, and still the Pharah on No Mercy still flying.
Koreaboo getting tagged incredibly low in the backlines, has to wait back and get those shields to recharge. Pizza will be traded off, so the advantage is there currently. Dragonblade does come down though. That's 1 slice, that's 1 dice, that's 2 kills with a single slice. That butter knife gonna be cutting through the air and killing that tension easily. 1 boop off the side as Wild Wolf doing some more work with that rocket barrage. 2 kills before finally being taken down. Skanky Dot wants his own word in, however, gets 3 kills in return, as the overtime will be forced, and this could be Nanoblade's time to retake and hold.
I feel there was some miscommunication from Natsukage, rezzing the Mercy, rezzing the Pharah, which just fell to her death again. So kind of waste res, and I think that might have been the plan, and why Xentia just goes into the pit. There she
And
is.
that's a feels bad man moment straight away as Pizza going to be diving into the backlines. What we expect, Blizzard will take him down, however, a support only trick set doing so much work. That's going to be attack visor taken back into Snickerbeer whilst they instantly retake this point. Wild Wolf doing his very best on the backside as well. And that is going to be an easy map take going in favor of No Mercy here.
Support only took out 2 ultimates. First, it was the High Noon from the McCree, and then the Tactical Visor by the Soldier.
And what an incredible way to actually finish that off. We will be going into market now, and this could be a very clean 3-0 to start this off, going in favor of No Mercy here.
And indeed, so far No Mercy has shown that even on King of the Hill, they are pretty strong. And they've shown that they can just wreck all of it. Like, I'm not sure what Nanoblade can do to come back from this.
They're pulling out some new picks, though, so we could be seeing something different, changing up the strategies and, not giving in to that tilt just yet. Blizzard, however, the man who changed up himself, going to be booped straight off the edge as Wild Wolf, still proving that he can do work on this Pharah pick. That's going to be one Pharah coming back, however, as Skanky Dot trying to get this air duel in his favor, but that's a very difficult round to win. Control point will be opening, support only very deep into those backlines. That will be securing the objective coming through from our red side here as they're trying their very best to get in. Homemade Pizza getting the initial pick onto this fight as health bars still going low for Nanoblade. 4 people on that point. Wild Wolf taking that out, and that's an instant take. This is just so cut and dry coming out of No Mercy as they're instantly able to get control.
No Mercy is doing a very good job of surrounding Nanoblade and giving them not a single front to focus on. Like the Ferris constantly behind them, blasting them with rockets, and they have to focus on one side and they just can't.
Gonna have to see whether Nanoblade are able to make a different entry into this. Homemade Pizza and support only already starting the drop down. They have touched a point, however, as Nanoblade are going to be under fire instantly. Enzo Wild Wolf going in once again. 2 kills with that rocket barrage as he is finally taken down. Homemade Pizza does kill off Blizzard in the backlines as well. No retake coming in from Nanoblade. I say retake, but they haven't even got a look in yet.
I think crucial was the Mercy Henry being picked off right at the beginning, denying Nanoblade the res. That would have been very useful there, but even then support only still has his blade, so they still are ready to face the res.
They're going to have to be facing the beat again very soon as they are walking into 4 ultimates from No Mercy. 2 available though. Snickerbeer could go in and create some space to begin this off. Chip damage already coming through. No Mercy. They've just gone around them. What the hell? Jumping back in again. The redive does come through. Wild Wolf going to be getting 1 kill as that's Homemade Pizza using his ult to get the second. Nanoblade does come down as Korea Boo taken out of the fight instantly. That's the 2nd kill from support only as Wild Wolf killing off Zentia. Fire at will. Not going to make any difference in this fight as that's a clear fight victory coming in from No Mercy again.
Indeed, that Graviton Surge, very questionable towards the end, and also the Reaper, after some time, not very useful. Like, once you don't manage to get control of the point, I don't know how useful a Reaper can be.
Just the stagger coming through here, of course, as the overtime fully depleted now. That's going to be a very easy win. Picks up 4 No Mercy and bringing them 1-0 already. But, of course, going on to the next, as the losers of this first round, Nanoblade will have pick on the next round. So they will get to choose the hybrid map. They will get the first ban. They will choose between Kings Road, Numbani, or Hollywood. And hopefully they'll be able to come back fighting.
Indeed, I think we saw some good approaches from Nanoblade, but it's just that the coordination is lacking compared to No Mercy. No Mercy just having the experience already is just completely destroying Nanoblade. And also, I think once Nanoblade figures out some better coordination, they can go very far. We saw some very good approaches from them. Just that No Mercy, just with the tactical and strategical advantage over them.
Of course, we have to bear in mind as well, No Mercy, even though they are playing with subs, they did manage to go all the way to the finals last season without dropping a single map. They definitely have already proved that they are able to play together as a tight-knit unit, and they are able to get these victories. So, brilliant start from them, proving they've still got it and proving that they can bring in these subs and still play at such a fantastically high level.
Indeed. I'm looking forward to No Mercy in Season 3 if they're gonna keep on showing this strong performance. Although, so far, we have not seen anything new from both teams just sticking to generally a dive composition. Nanoblade tried the Zarya, tried the Reaper towards the end, but was just simply not enough. Like, the plan there was to get on point and establish a strong foothold on the point. That's why the Reaper's there, that's why the Zarya's there. But once you don't manage to get the point, getting in with the Reaper is pretty difficult, especially with a Pharaoh who just can shoot you down from afar and boop you away.
Exactly the case. And whilst we are waiting on our choice of next maps, just to let you guys know, Saturday Night Scrims, if you guys want to get involved out there, is an event which has been created in preparation for Season 3 and will be continuing throughout the season as well, as we're us over at the Overwatch University get you guys all together and get you guys scrimming for that extra bit of practice to make sure that you are topped up and ready to play on game day. You will be matched against players of an equal SR level, and you will play a small scrim pool on the night, get everybody formed, get everyone playing together, and make sure that that extra bit of practice is in your favor. If, of course, you don't know who we are, then we are the Overwatch University League, the largest recreational Overwatch league currently available. If you haven't joined us yet, make sure to get involved. A link to the channel, the Discord channel that is in the description below. You can also visit our website, follow us on Twitter, and check out our very helpful community over at reddit.com/r/Overwatch University.
Indeed, and also important to note is that the Saturday Night Scrims are as preparation for the Overwatch University League Season 3 that is coming up towards the end of August. We want to give teams an opportunity to train in a scheduled, organized manner, but also give those new teams that want to be formed, want to participate in the league, give some time, some opportunities to find cohesion. We do not want you guys to become, have all the star players but end up like NRG. We want you guys to train and to find a cohesion and to practice. And the best way to practice that is by playing against other teams. So SNS is available not just for Overwatch University League teams, but also for all other teams. Like, I have heard of teams from the Scrub Cup being part of this. Any other real experienced teams that already exist can gladly take part in the Saturday Night Scrims, because we offer an organized place to make scrims and to play scrims.
And of course, that's exactly echoing the entire mentality of the Overwatch University. If you're a player looking for a team, feel free to join up. Sign-ups will be coming out very soon going into Season 3, where you can find yourself a 6-stack and you can go in to play out in a competitive environment. If you want to come in as a player, if you want to come in to to make yourself a better player, you can do exactly that. No Mercy being a prime example of this, going from low platinum, high gold area, we have master players on that team now, people who have improved so much over the course of one season. Of course, it's also an environment for people to get better at coaching and for casters like ourselves to get better at what we enjoy doing. But of course, we are talking a little bit too much now. Let's get back into the action as we head straight over to Hollywood now. We do have, this will be Nanoblade on the attack first time around.
Indeed, and I like Hollywood as it's a very closed space in the beginning, which continues to be very closed. Like, it's not like, I consider Numbani a more open map, though I couldn't explain as to why Numbani is a more open map compared to Hollywood. It's just, I think it's just the paths in between, there's more space, or at least it feels like there's more space.
And of course, the angles of approach for Hollywood are so closed down as well. It's one of the places where the dive meta did become fully formulated, people getting through that choke point and not being held there, which was the pretty much letdown which came from the more deathball-y compositions.
Indeed, and with Doomfist now out there, we could see a switch. Like, professional teams have been playing more with the Zarya, more with a Junkrat. We saw Zakaria pick the Junkrat, more with Reapers, with Maze. There's a lot more experimentation going on as people are trying new things with the end of the dive meta, though I believe dive will not fully go away, as we see at least No Mercy with a Winston.
Definitely keeping very strong on that dive meta as well, making sure that Enzo is keeping on that D.Va, somebody who can just absorb so much pressure with that defense matrix. Of course, we do have the first dive already coming through as Zenzia trying to get up onto that high ground, but there's no real follow as Blizzard and Skanky cannot jump up there. Zenzia, as a result, taken straight out of the mech, and now just struggling to do any work here in the backlines, and this is a very overwhelming defense. Now full cohesion, as that's going to be Natsukage and Homemade Pizza diving for the final players. Zentia going to be spawn staggered as well, and that is going to be the end of that first push.
I think it was a very good plan from Xentia, trying to knock the people off the high ground, but the D.Va was all alone there. So D.Va jumped in on her own while the rest of the team is rather immobile and had to go through the stairs, and until the second they reached the top, Xenta was already out of the mech and was no use.
But now the real dive is coming through. We have another Winston on this, as that's going to be Snickerbeer just jumping through. Has to jump straight back off. Henry going to be taken out from a very bad position. The hover not so great there. Enzo getting one kill. Support only already with that Dragon Blade getting one, as the rest of the team going to fully cohese together. And that's 5 ultimates still available for No Mercy.
Indeed, we saw this time probably the initial plan of 2 people diving onto the high ground, but for some reason there was not enough pressure on them. Like, we saw the 2 tanks dive up, but nothing else came from it.
Gonna have to see whether they can get anything. That's gonna be Wild Wolf staggering this even further. Pulse Bomb on the Genji there in the backlines, just making sure that he cannot come out. Homemade Pizza diving very aggressively forward here, and it looks like they're winning this fight very handily. That's gonna be the tempo res coming through from Henry, however, just trying to regain control of this fight. Once again, Winston forced to dive backwards. Skanky not able to do anything just yet on that Reaper pick, but that's going to be No Mercy starting to move back to this choke point now, where they've had so much control already.
I do somewhat question the Temperes there, since No Mercy still has most of their ultimates ready, and the Temperes didn't really help since the team didn't push, but Mercy's almost at their ultimate again, so we'll see if that was a mistake or not.
Snickerbeer perhaps using his shield preemptively there, as this is going to be Homemade Pizza, not giving a toss about that, using that ultimate, jumping forward and smacking everyone as much as he possibly can. The dive does come through onto the point, but that's Zentia still in a very dangerous position. Skankybot does use his ultimate, but that's going to be Reaper deflecting it right back at him. One war res will come through from Henry, however, does res 2. Dragon Blade does come down, forcing out the Transcendence from Zenyatta, making sure that nobody's going to be dying to that Weave Stick today. Support only going to be taking Skanky Dot out of this fight, as 2 kills are going to be gained in the favor of the red side here, trying to attack forward, trying to find anything with just 40 seconds left on this point. Blizzard not going to find anything just yet, as support only is going to take all of his support away from him. 3 kills now picked up for this man, the man of the hour, and definitely the MVP of this defense.
I think here we saw the advantage that No Mercy had concerning the ultimates, gave them that initial edge towards the end, since it looked as if Nanoblade would win, but towards the end, I think the support ultimates blocked the win.
Final dive now coming out here from Nanoblade. They're going to be on the receiving end of the Dragon Blade coming through from support only, who's just going to be clearing up this fight. That might not be a sword. It might actually be a mop in his hand, because he is cleaning up these fights so incredibly well alongside the rest of the team who pull together. Only a really annoying Winston left now. Self-destruct will be locking down that point. Overtime going to be making this the full hold for No Mercy.
I loved how the Mercy just casually punched the Winston and he instantly died. That was very nice. Just a shut
punch,
up.
you know?
There's monkey raging on point. No, shut up. It's time for you to go to sleep. Stop annoying us, Winston.
Of course, now coming into this, we only have to see 1/3 of the point to be taken from No Mercy, who, with such a strong lineup, we have to think they're going to manage that.
Indeed, they showed a lot of sustain there. They kept the point for only towards the end. There was some pressure, maybe also related to the 2 failed pushes where not enough dive was behind the dive push. Also, the ultimate advantage, No Mercy, very good at keeping their ultimates, very good at ult management, where Nanoblade is not yet at the point where they can manage their ults as good as No Mercy did.
And of course, No Mercy with that ult management, not committing too much, not committing too little. Looking at the defense lineup, however, what do we make of this?
Wow, okay. This is a Bastion, a Torbjorn, oh boy, a Symmetra as well. This is cancer. This is absolutely the Cancer Corp. I think at this point in time, they're trying their best to destroy No Mercy and to keep No Mercy back as long as possible. But we'll see how well they can do.
Gonna have to see, because that is not really something you want to be running into. The only thing it's missing out on is a Mei. However, there's only one healing source on that team, so if they can get to the point of that, support only has shown himself to be so effective at doing that. And Homemade Pizza, very excited to see back on that Reinhardt pick, as they're going to be going through that alleyway. Nice to see that we're not actually getting a dive push coming through. And I'm so glad to be able to say that finally, no dive. Oh,
but in
goodness.
exchange, we get the most cancerous composition we can have, a Bastion, a Torb, and a Symmetra. And I think No Mercy is quite annoyed at the fact and has to figure out how to break this.
And looking at the backlines as well, Bastion set up in a very deep corner, has the Orisa shield and a Reinhardt shield to be covering him. That's a lot of effective HP on that man right there.
But
Support
they're
only
taking the point.
does look like they're managing it so far, as they're just managing to get on. Blizzard will be trying to reposition. Support only is going to be taken down by Skanky Dot there, so that's one person traded off. 2 people killed already, though. That's 2 for 2. That's going to be the Res coming through now, giving the clear advantage to the red side here. Defense definitely having that favor with 6 members. That's going to be Blizzard getting 1 kill down onto Natsukage. No more healing going to be coming in, aside from Trickset, who's going to be using his speed boost instead to just get the hell out of dodge and regroup with his team.
Indeed, that was a very interesting push. They used the cover of the car and were contesting the points to the point where Reinhardt had to push forward and contest the point as well. But I feel that the consistency and the shields with the Bastion just made it impossible for No Mercy to push forward.
Definitely very hard to get through all of those, but Blizzard going to be on the receiving end here. He's going to have to use his right click, trying to get that heals in, but he's going to go into tank mode. Homemade Pizza swinging, getting down that Bastion. Huge pick to start this off now. Zentia going to be getting the kill down onto Pizza, but that's going to be one more res coming through. Tempo now heavily in favor of No Mercy as they start to swarm at this point. They are getting those kills, and the kill feed is blue. This is going to be it. No Mercy once again breaking that defense, breaking the cheese, and getting themselves another point onto the board.
Indeed, I think we saw towards the end a lot of ultimates being committed at the same time. We saw the Torbjorn ult. Then instantly after the Torbjorn, we saw the Bastion ult as well. And even then, the Bastion ulted with an enemy Reinhardt in his face, punching him with the hammer. So, really questionable ult management right there.
I have to say, it's good to see them actually trying something different, going all in on a defense like that. So we definitely know that they have balls coming into this, and we know that they're going to be trying out these sorts of things, which generally don't seem to work in a coordinated environment. Of course, Henry going to be the only person getting a card on his team there, getting a lot of healing done, but a lot of that was down onto the Bastion, to be fair.
Indeed, it was a lot of shield work, a lot of not that much healing, but mostly just protecting the Bastion as best as they could. And towards the end, I feel that that Mercy Res did very well of bringing back homemade pizza on the Reinhardt after he had done so much damage to the Bastion, and just basically giving that res in while Nanoblade already had used their res before.
Exactly the case, and we saw just how that works out, and very well played once again for No Mercy. Nanoblade still proving that they are at a disadvantage here, but of course we are seeing them come in. I've not seen a single negative thing in the chat so far, so fantastic coming through them, keeping their composure and just treating this as the scrim like it should be. Now, we do have to go over to our next map very soon, which is going to be an assault map. So the teams have the choices between Hanamura, Horizon, and Anubis.
And I think Assault is the place where most innovation happens. We see that on the pro scene as well. A lot of new strategies, new compositions being brought back or brought in on Assault maps. And Assault maps also probably the maps that take the longest, usually due to the stalling. But we'll see what Nanoblade can do there. I feel that at this point in time, they're learning anything that they can on the scrim, and they have a good team that they have to face, that they're facing, and there's a lot that they can learn there.
Exactly the case. There's a lot to be said from actually getting your backside handed to you quite handily and then learning from what the opposing team is doing. And that's what these scrims are usually here for. Of course, scrims are something which can be set up through a more organized league, such as the Overwatch University League. And here, with this backdrop, with this setup for them, even if they don't expect to win, they get to step up, they get to go onto the stage, and they get to find themselves compositions and strategies that will work for them. And even one other thing that we can consider, they can use the VODs in the future to then take a look at, go over, and provide to a coach who can then help them even further, which is another thing that the Overwatch University League can provide.
Indeed, and I think that's very important for Nanoblade, since Nanoblade has been training, being together for merely a week and a half. So there's a lot that they can still improve before the season starts. And if they continue like that and use this match and all the lessons that they learn here for their advantage and to improve their cohesion, fix certain mismanagement that they have, certain calls that are made, I can see them improve as strongly as No Mercy did.
And we do have to look at cohesion coming forward because the teams get together. So not only do we have issues of synergy because 6 members on the team, all 6 of those have to work together. There's everything to work on from mechanical skill all the way down to voice comms, which is something that during scrims you can work out. Better to work it out outside of game day rather than doing it during the league game.
Indeed, because at game day you have the pressure of trying to win, and you don't have the relaxed, casual environment that a scrim provides you, where you are not under pressure of winning, where nothing is at stake, and where you can even start and try new strategies, try different things. Maybe place your support players on the DPS role to see how well they do there. Maybe to just get them to know what exactly a DPS player has to do during these situations, to understand what they have to do as a healer to support these DPS players. It's a place where they can try a lot of things, a sandbox really, that once the league starts they don't really have.
supplementing knowledge coming forward as well, and then also making sure that people can get really heavily into it and just improve over a longer period of time. Of course, whilst we were talking, the teams have decided that we are going to be going to the place where Tilt begins. The Temple of Anubis is going to be the setting for our third game of the evening, and we're going to be starting off with No Mercy taking the first defense alongside Nanoblade taking the first attack here. So Nanoblade having something to prove, they have to get in, they have to really give a great attack going forward. What do we need them to do on such a difficult 2CP map?
I think there's several things that they can do. We have seen Lunatic High show off the Widowmaker, just push people off the point and then have the point free to take with a Reaper, for example. We have also seen a lot of Sombra play here. We could also see Doomfist. There's a lot of walls here that can be used, especially in the beginning, to punch through and get onto the point. So anything is possible, but what is quite certainly possible is a disconnect, or at least one member leaving while we're staring at a pause screen.
Better to do it now than to do it later. So I'm quite happy about that. Of course, if you leave halfway through a game, you lose all of your progress towards your ultimate, which can be quite a tilter.
Indeed.
So definitely a good thing to start that off now as we're just waiting on that player to come back. Defensive composition is going to be starting to be locked in already. We're starting to see Homemade Pizza playing more consistently on that Reinhardt now. And if that means the end of Counter Dive, I'm going to make a very big sigh of relief.
Well, Dive, we had the moment where experimentation was lacking, I feel like. The combination of not enough tournaments, nothing where they could really show themselves, so why bother trying new things if Dive works, and if Dive is the only thing that is consistent and that works, so why even bother spending your time creating something new when you know that Dive works and you just have to play Dive better than the other team?
Exactly. And with that dive as well, when you see it so often, you start to expect. And with those expectations comes how you respond to it. Do you respond by trying something new, or do you respond with, I don't know, just doing exactly the same thing as last time around? And it seems counterintuitive to stick to the same strategies in my eyes. So I'm glad to see that we are getting new things coming forward. And with new, might be a little bit old for the players who have been playing since before Season 3, but nonetheless, still something good. We are seeing Natsukage on that Sombra as well, which is something you picked up on very slightly earlier.
Indeed. Also, with the metas, they are changing, and now with Doomfist coming in force, I can fully expect seeing some heroes that were not really played come back. Things like Orisa, been out for a while and hasn't really been played, while Sombra, which is also the second hero ever released, is just now picking up steam and being played in a lot of different scenarios. So I think it takes some time until heroes until people start learning the heroes, start to understand every single thing these heroes can do.
Exactly. And with Sombra as well, definitely a hero that's fun to play and has a lot of. It's definitely a higher barrier to entry than we kind of expected. Orisa, I'm surprised we haven't seen yet, considering she has been out for so long, just not really had a chance to settle herself into a meta currently. So, taking a look at this now, we do have both teams already lined up and ready to go. Get looking towards that choke point and hopefully starting to get through.
Indeed, other than the Sombra, there's nothing really unusual on both teams, though the Mercy might be somewhat vulnerable in the chaos and in these small openings.
Definitely chaos already. Support only getting 2 kills, only 1 to be traded back so far. Natsukage did look dangerously low there, but was able to translocate back. Wild Wolf trying his best on the Genji this time round, as support only will be taking the mantle of Soldier. 1 more kill coming through from Natsukage, the man who played mostly Mercy, but is now playing a fantastic Sombra going into this. Wild Wolf gonna finish off this defense with 2 kills from Genji, however, and that was just another cut and dry defense coming through from No Mercy.
Indeed, very good from No Mercy. They instantly saw that Nanoblade was going into the buildings and instantly attacked and dove onto them, using the smaller space to their advantage.
And once again, small spaces, something which this map has in abundance. EMP is coming down though, alongside that Dragon Blade. Beautiful combo already being used up as Wild Wolf and support only getting kills of their own. Ults burned all over the place, and that is a massacre.
Indeed, once again, we saw No Mercy just let them go through the choke and then attack them from both sides. The EMP in that small room just hit everyone, and Wild Wolf just had a field day there with the blade.
And showing once again, as you mentioned at the very beginning, these guys have played together for such a long period of time. That experience showing in dividends. One more dive coming over as that's going to be Homemade Pizza jumping in to the fray. Just imagine being landed on by a big, giant, bloody monkey as he's going to be smacking you. He's going to be teasing you. He's going to be tickling you. But this is going in favor of Red so far, as that's going to be X-Blizzard using his ultimate. Self-destruct will come down to try and funnel out members. 2 kills will be traded back, however, as this is going to be the defense going on to the point now. Snicker Beer not managing to do too much with that Winston as he's going to be forced out. Blizzard taken out. Self-destruct going up into the air, getting 1 kill down onto Trickset, but the respawns have come through already as Homemade Pizza jumping into the fray. Double kills coming down as Korea Boo looking for Diva's mech. Both mechs going down instantly, and this is another section fight going beautifully in the favor of Nanoblade, who have pulled it out and got their first point this series.
That was really impressive. A lot of chaos, and also the initiation was a tactical visor and a blade at the same time. There, one has to ask if that was just miscommunication to use 2 ultimates at the same time, which didn't really see much of a result from that.
That always has to be called into question. How much of what is succeeding is down to you playing well or them playing badly, as we're now seeing an EMP start to come through, as kills traded all across the board already. Attack getting 3 kills at the beginning, only 1 traded back, but that's going to be the res to reset this fight once again. Everyone jumping onto this point, and this could be it. 2 chevrons almost fully taken here, as that's going to be it. 2 chevrons now. Monkey trying to create space. Red kill still coming down on the board, as this is going to be a straggle fest coming in. Homemade Pizza trying to survive for as long as possible, getting that Zarya bubble now. Blue members starting to come through, as that's going to be a self-destruct sequence. Not getting any kills this time, however. That's going to be Enzo. Does take a kill for himself, playing that Zarya this time around. But once again, Snicker Beer creating so much space, and they are trying so hard to finally reset this, and they manage it. No Mercy under such heavy pressure here.
Indeed, that was a very good push, also very good res right there. The self-destruct gave enough time to almost win the map, though towards the end Blizzard did use his visor while the fight was already lost, basically nullifying that ultimate that could be very useful right now.
1 ultimate is available on each side here, so gonna have to see which one ends up being more handy. Henry's ult is almost available. Dragon Blade does come down straight away. Skanky Dot looking for 1. That's a Kage taken out of this. Fire at will. That's gonna be the Graviton Surge. Everyone tries a Pulse Bomb. 4 kills coming straight in, but that's the 4-men res instantly into this fight. That's a feels bad man, as Henry gonna be getting the play of the game this time around, I am sure. Red kills still going across the board, and this could be it. This could be Nanoblade finally finishing around with 2 minutes 40 left in the bank. They're looking for it. They're trying to find it, and Snicker Beer finding 2 instantly. Zentia does find Wild Wolf, as that's going to be a I'm sorry, that's going to be a sound barrier coming down. Support only under fire from the Winston. That's not the way that this is supposed to go, as this is once again Lucio booping the Winston straight into the Reaper. The welcoming arms of death going through there. Tac Visor will come down, and we're going to be having to see if any kills are coming through from those big balloons that are going to be Winston's shields.
And
Tracer
No
Pulse Bomb
Mercy's
does
doing a
come
very
down.
good job at just stopping their, like, trickling at the right moment to keep the point contested.
The contestant coming down for such a long period of time now. 6 members on the point. Support only looking for the ultimate, not managing to get it. However, the contest still on this point. This could be it now. No, that's going to be Homemade Pizza making that hero play as he's jumping in. Self-destruct sequence does come down. Not going to clear off the point, but that is going to clear it off for long enough for them to finish the round. Brilliant stall coming through from No Mercy, but even better to take it from Nanoblade.
That was insane. When the pulse bomb came through, I fully expected that that was the end of the push, but then the res saved the day right there. Although No Mercy manages to stall for a ridiculous amount of time, although on 2CP assault maps, that is almost, well, a given to have a really long stall towards the end. And although they changed the rules of 2CP a bit, it's still a very long stall.
It feels bad to be on the other side of it because you are so close to the enemy spawn point. You need to coordinate for such a long period of time. It almost becomes a feat of endurance to actually get those points.
Indeed, it's a game towards the end. It's just how long can you stay on point and stall the point. And Natsukage was so close to a res, which would have maybe allowed for more people to die on point and make a comeback. But also Henry was still flying around and had his res available. So even then, they could have still come back. Nanoblade could have still come back and secured the point once again.
But of course, bigger than anything else, the hype is real. We have seen Nanoblade finally finish a point, finally take something from No Mercy. They are going to be pulling them down and punching well above their weight category and doing it so stylishly. Going to have to see whether they can keep it going with this defense, however.
Indeed, it's going to be interesting to see what No Mercy is going to do.
Well, they do have the composition to do it. We do have Wild Wolf once again taking that Pharah alongside Natsukage. The pharmacy, such a pain in the backside to deal with as Homemade Pizza getting that dive in already. Wild Wolf getting stray shots down and poking out such a large amount of the health pools coming from the side of the defense here, pushing out now and jumping onto the point. However, this is a fight on 2 sides already, as Enzo going to be tickled down and finally taken out. Snicker Beer sectioning off that fight fantastically well, as Wild Wolf also going to be taken down. Once again, the initial fight going on for such a long period of time as support only trying to find kills from the back lines. He's got such a deep flank going on, and he has found the Diva now trying to get that contest going through, but the rest of the fight is being won by the defense here, and they finally take support only out and finally cement another defensive victory.
Indeed, very interesting from the Zarya from Enzo to just straight up go onto point and pressure the Nanoblade to do something, but the rest of the team didn't really follow up as they had expected.
And another relentless dive coming through. As soon as one ends, another one begins. Natsukage going to be the first casualty here as Blizzard X going to be taking the second. Support only does get that Dragon Blade out, gets the first kill. That's going to be another ultimate coming out of Reaper. Not finding any kills as the Diva Bomb only finds one. Once again, we are seeing more people alive from the side of Nanoblade, and they are keeping this advantage so beautifully well with 2 minutes 20 left.
Indeed, very well placed self-destruct there, zoning out several members of the team and just creating space for Nanoblade to engage and pick off several members.
They're going to be having to keep this up and keep this going. 2 minutes left and No Mercy proving that they are able to make the magic happen. They're keeping it going, but they're trying their best. Winston's both getting a kill each. Genji and Soldier now out of this fight as Homemade Pizza gets himself a second. That's no DPS from the defense for just a couple of moments. Henry does use the res to try and bring back Skanky Dot, however, trying to even up that disadvantage. Rocket Barrage coming down, not finding any kills at the second, and this is still such a split fight. Homemade Pizza looking for the Diva here. Out of her mech, but getting straight back in. Tac fires are now coming down. That's going to be the one kill found onto Wild Wolf. Skanky Dot taken out of the fight almost immediately, as that's going to be Mercy hanging around on the outside, jumping in now. Natsukage with the 3-man res, finding it. Dragon Blade does come down, finds the first kill onto Henry, swinging, slicing, dicing, not finding too much, but finds the monkey, as that's going to be a Snicker Beer out of this, and No Mercy still contesting this point.
And now they're taking the point. Very well played by No Mercy, using all of their ultimates to make sure that the point is taken. Enzo died with the Graviton Surge, but didn't have to use it, so they still have the Graviton Surge for a quick push if they want to.
If there's one thing that No Mercy are very good at, it's making me lose my lungs halfway through this, and they are not stopping there. They're pushing forward. This is Homemade Pizza searching for more, jumping into everyone. Wild Wolf takes down Henry. Skanky got Dot going dangerously low as Blizzard is going to be having to sustain himself up with his E. That's going to be 2 kills pulled on defense, however, as that's going to be another No Mercy deep dive going slightly too far into this. And that's going to be it. Pretty nice. Good start to this. Let's keep going.
Indeed, very well played by No Mercy, trying to get the the Diva, out of the mech in preparation for the Graviton Surge, and they now have the Graviton Surge and Pharah's Barrage available.
And with those ultimates, they are going to be searching for something. The groundwork has been laid, and Zentia now also has his. That's making 4 ultimates available for the defense.
Indeed, that is going to be a hard bullet to...
Skanky Dot, what was that? Only getting the 1 kill down onto Natsukage, but it could be doing quite a lot of wonders for them. Natsukage did have the ultimate available, so that's not going to be a res inside this fight. That's going to be another very successful stall, but 3 minutes 15 still left.
Indeed, I was very confused about that Death Blossom solely to take out the Mercy. That seemed somewhat weird in that situation, considering that it didn't appear as if No Mercy was pushing, really.
They were definitely baiting something out, and if they were looking to get the ults out, then fantastic. 6 ultimates are available on the side of No Mercy here, however. That's going to be another dive coming through as Homemade Pizza looking for something. He's triggering the ultimate straight away. Skanky Dot does trade Enzo off as that self-destruct sequence going through, getting the kill down onto Trix at a Snicker Beer, doing the rest of the work. He finds Homemade Pizza, and he finds him hard, straight, and fast there, as that's another perfect defense coming through from the red side here.
Indeed, I feel No Mercy is trying to set up the Graviton Surge coupled with the Wild Wolf's Barrage, but they're unable to either get through...
Pause is being called. There we go. Sorry to interrupt you there. I don't think Matt was hearing us there.
It's okay. So in that case, we can talk a little bit over the approach. No Mercy, again, trying to set up that huge play with the Graviton Surge and the Barrage, but the Diva being the main issue right there, because she can either eat the Graviton Surge or the Barrage, and at this point in time, Nanoblade is doing a very good job of either completely avoiding No Mercy's ability to use that combination, either by staggering, by killing enough people, or by using their ultimates to buy more time.
Definitely the case, and they have been using these quite efficiently so far. Of course, they still have 5 ultimates available to them could be huge going into this next fight with 2 minutes left on the board. This could be all or nothing for Nanoblade though, as Koreaboo gonna be the man to take that Pharah out of the sky, picking her off with balls. Support only will be getting Skanky Dot, however, as that's not gonna be too pleasant on his end, getting a shuriken to the face. Still just trying to feel out the fight, however, as both teams just crossing bullets from a nice distance.
And we see No Mercy waiting for the Pharah. That was a very crucial pick on the Pharah that they had to wait. They are preparing for that combination, and every pick...
And here it is. Taking a look, seeing how they're going to do this. We do have the Pharah, we do have the Mercy in the sky. The groundwork once again being laid. We're looking for Enzo now. That's the Fire at will coming down. Not getting too many in, but that's going to be beautiful. That's Experience Tranquility. Going to be nullifying the entirety of that combo. Beautiful play coming through. Quick counter. Excellent work coming in from Nanoblade, showing that they still have exactly what's needed. A Snicker Beer going to be cleaning up the rest of this fight. 55 seconds left on the clock. Can No Mercy actually take this, or will we be seeing Nanoblade getting a point on the board for themselves?
Very well played by Nanoblade, targeting Enzo on a Zarya who had to ult right there to get some pressure off in order to avoid dying again with the ultimate, and the D.Va completely nullified the Pharah's barrage together with the Transcendence.
And one more dive coming in. This is the final fight. This is going to be... Oh, Skanky Dot! Beautiful Death Blossom there. Support only, however, doing even better. Gets the 2 kills there. Snicker Beer! What was that? 3 kills with the punches. He's dancing on the point, and he deserves it with 10 seconds left. My goodness!
That was a roller coaster of emotion. First a Death Blossom, then Support only trying to save his team, and just to see their hopes crushed by a raging monkey.
And what was that? Homemade Pizza now just jumping in, trying to secure this overtime, but he's going to be taken down. Support only going to be next on the chopping block, as this is just going to be a nice, calm finish to our game. And a beautiful, beautiful set of plays coming in from Nanoblade, who finally get themselves a point on the board, bringing this series to 2-1. Not what No Mercy were probably expecting coming into this.
Indeed, I feel that No Mercy was not expecting this type of gameplay where the momentum stops dead in its tracks. Basically, we had a lot of attempts to get the momentum going again, but Nanoblade very good at just stopping the momentum, either by getting some picks or by delaying that crucial combination between Graviton Surge and Barrage until the very end almost. And that was the goal that No Mercy had in mind, and they might have sticked to that plan for too long, which just cost them time, because every time they failed with their push and their combination, that was lost time that Nanoblade gained.
And Nanoblade, of course, having the presence of mind to see what No Mercy were trying to do. The fact that they were preparing for it, the fact that they nullified it so quickly. Beautiful play coming from this team, showing signs of life, and definitely showing that they, whilst they have room to improve, they are already improving on the fly. Brilliant work.
Indeed, I was not expecting Nanoblade to come back on Assault this strongly, really.
And 2CP, No Mercy have shown difficulties with in the past, and they did confirm that in chat as well. So, gonna be kind of difficult. Our next map, of course, we are gonna be going over to a very, very spicy finish, as we are gonna be heading over to Escort. So Gibraltar, Dorado, or Route 66. Will we be delivering the bomb, the Doritos, or I don't know, what are you delivering on Route 66? Or Dorado, for that matter?
For Dorado, I assume there could be an EMP, since we're going into Lumerico's electrical center. So just a la sombra apagando las luces, just in a giant way and without any sombra being involved. So she might probably be very mad that she's losing her job there in her hometown.
Route 66, what are you delivering to Cowboys? I don't really get that. I'm very bad with the lore of this game.
Might be weapons, since but the Cowboys do have a lot of weapons towards the end, so maybe they're just, they're willing to get a bomb, or it's just McCree needing a lot of room, or just paying a visit to his old country and bringing a present with him.
Could very well be. Of course, we are heading over to Dorado instead, so we don't even need to think about Route 66 at the second. If Nanoblade does manage to win this map, however, it should be said, we will be going over to Oasis for a best of 3 sudden death to be our tiebreaker. So, gonna have to see whether Nanoblade are able to pull it out of the bag, and if they do, not only will I be very surprised, but I'll be very happy for them because they have definitely shown signs of life coming through so far.
Indeed, and we are in beautiful Dorado, the hometown of Sombra and Soldier's friend, small little girl, where the bakery does not exist.
I'm kind of fancying some nice little pastries at the second now, thinking about that. Not that I've been hungry all day or anything like that, but taking a look at the compositions that have been locked in for us. Pizza, once again, going to be going over with that Reinhardt, and we're looking at some more familiar compositions from the old school days.
Indeed, and that is talking about food. It reminds me that I haven't eaten anything for tonight, so gotta do something about that once the stream ends. So I really hope that No Mercy gets this map so that I can end earlier and go get some food.
That's such a fickle way of looking at it. Are you not here for the dreams? This is going to be quite an exciting one to actually see whether Nanoblade can fully bring it back. Almost a reverse sweep. If we get that,
Yeah, I do like dreams, but I like my dreams crushed.
that's a fair way of looking at it. You must have played Dota before.
No, I have never played Dota since, I don't play
Well,
games that are shitty, so I stay with Overwatch.
Well, in which case we're going to be seeing what we can get from this one. Nanoblade going to be taking it to the attack this time around and seeing how far they can take it. I'm sorry, that's going to be Natsukage and his team No Mercy taking for attack. So we are just switched around on the stream at the second. Sorry about that one, guys. We can try and get that fixed at some point. Of course, first corner going to be given away as normal. Just generally happens for these parts. And the response will be what we're looking for here.
Indeed, it has been switched on stream, so that should be okay. And we are already pushed onto the underpass here, which is a natural chokehold.
Going very well in the favor of defense, as you would expect here. Skanky Dot just trying to back up the rest of the team, as that's going to be No Mercy pushed out. Now, recapping control of this cart will be the aim of the game for No Mercy, and how can we see them do that?
Well, we see already here No Mercy having no Enzo switching from the D.Va to the Zarya, since the D.Va was demeched and Nanoblade just kept her demeched.
Keeping it demexed, going through this. Homemade Pizza keeping that shield up in favor. Skanky Dot will be trying to drop down, but Support Only is trying to respond to that straight away. Blizzard, however, was the factor he did not consider. So that's going to be another one coming through. Natsukage now using the tempo res, trying to keep this going forward. Trickset will use the sound barrier. Support Only does get the kill down onto Koreabu as Tac Visors are coming out and going to be used into the open. One kill will go down onto Natsukage, but Wild Wolf will trade that off very evenly, as that it seems to be the aim of the game here. Even trades going very well in the favor of No Mercy, who of course do have spawn advantage.
And now the self-destruct to get some room for Nanoblade to just breathe and regroup, since they've lost a lot of members and their respawns take longer.
And that, of course, is the choke surpassed. And that's the hardest part of this early game here. So now, looking at how No Mercy will continue to play this is going to be the aim of the game, as that's already going to be a Transcendence forced out. Skanky Dot looking for any more kills he can find. That's 4 kills, instantly taking back the control of this cart. Beautiful play as Natsukage going to be finished off by a Reaper at range, I will add.
Indeed, we finally see the card stop shortly before the point. Also very well played beforehand with the tempo res, just making sure that the push continues. And we also have a McCree now with High Noon. Sorry, not Death Blossom. That's his partner in crime.
I'd quite like to see that though. McCree just spinning around, doing the Beyblade with the 6 shooters.
That
taking
looks
more
wonderful.
care of the 6 shooters as well. But of course, this is going to be a high ground push now coming through as Enzo and co. Just, oh, beautiful! That's going to be a huge earth shatter. Homemade Pizza still got it, getting 2 kills at the very beginning as Trickset going to finish off the Diva as well. That, however, does leave Mercy to get herself a very nice res, going straight into the Graviton Surge, however, with the Dragon Blade, getting 2 kills. Finishing off this attack once again as support only, slicing all the way around here, and he's just going to be dashing out and pushing this payload with the rest of his team.
Indeed, No Mercy just used all of their ultimates to make sure that the payload reaches the point and that they get more time before overtime triggers.
Now, of course, we are heading into what is the equivalent of the streets phase here, usually the easiest part of a map to take, but so much verticality here could make this a lot more difficult to take.
Indeed, usually teams that set up on the high ground can easily drop down, though I wonder if the Reaper is going to be that useful in this rather open space with a lot of verticality, as you said.
We will have to keep an eye on that, however, but it's still in the team is going to be Blizzard on that Soldier 76. Backed up by healers very nicely as well. Wild Wolf, of course, getting that first kill at the very beginning, making that Reaper pretty useless already as Enzo going to be trading up the next kill. This is the go. This is the trigger for the rest of the team as support only using that Dragon Blade. There's 1, there's 2 before being traded out. Very well traded there and very worthwhile. Making sure to get these corners, and that's going to be a tempo res coming through from Natsukage just so they have the full team going into this final push.
Indeed, that was very strange that Nona Blade just left their Mercy alone up there with the Genji and not really caring as much for her and just leaving an open space.
Oh, Wild Wolf will be getting 1 kill there with the Deadeye, and that's down onto Zentia. Does get a lot of damage around through the rest of the team as Homemade Pizza is going to be the first person to be taken down as Enzo does get 1 kill. That's a res coming through. Skanky Dot now using his ultimate and pushing the rest off. That's a very late Graviton Surge. Not going to manage to do anything as Enzo's going to be kicking himself after that as he's being pushed back, and he's got some time to brood on that in the spawn points.
Indeed, also the res might have been a bit too early, considering that the fight was already won, but Henry's already at 70% just by healing all his teammates that were low health.
No Mercy, of course, have to get back to this payload, and Nanoblade keeping a very forward push on this defense, making sure that just nobody can get through, so how No Mercy respond to this will be very telling of their defense. Going through into the backlines, creating space now will be Winston as he's going to be jumping up there. Lots of damage he can soak up, however, as that's going to be another Dragon Blade. Oh my goodness! Gets both supports instantly. They are just left out to dry, and they are going to be hung up into the respawn chamber here. Snicker Bear going to have to back off very far, and he just can't even get far enough away as that's going to be the second point. Oh, Homemade Pizza! What an earth shatter!
Making sure that the point indeed that the card indeed reaches the point and gets them more time. Very good approach by Nanoblade, sending in the Monkey to disrupt, and the Reaper going from behind and surprise attacking them, but they did not count with support only using his blade and cleaning up the supports, basically cutting off the sustain that the team had.
Been very difficult for No Mercy to be getting through to this, as Nanoblade have been showing such huge signs of life coming through. D.Va instantly going to be taken out of Mecha support only, rushing through. Blizzard will take him down, however, but still plenty of time as this payload being pushed very far forward. Blizzard getting that second kill on the board with that very worthwhile tack visor. Zentia does kill off Natsukage, as this is going to be forcing yet another respawn and regroup from No Mercy.
Indeed, also very questionable from Nanoblade. They just let the payload be pushed incredibly far, staying on top and fighting there, while the Lucia was just pushing the payload across the bridge, which is usually the place where you do not want the payload to be pushed, since that gives the attackers a lot of high ground. But since it's close to overtime, that might have been a good idea.
Skanky Dot is going to be coming in through the backlines as Blizzard does get that first kill down. That's going to be a D.Va mech getting one kill before being traded out by support only. Who could be more useful here, though? Graviton Surge does come down. Enzo getting a little bit more use out of it this time round, but Henry getting 2 resurrects out of his ultimate, forcing the rest of overtime as support only cannot get there. And that's going to be a brilliant round. Excellent defense coming through, making sure that No Mercy cannot finish the map.
Indeed, that was very well played in the beginning, wasting a lot of time for No Mercy, and especially towards the end with no time left. Also, during the entirety of the game, No Mercy had to commit all of their ultimates to take the points, so they were under a lot of pressure by Nanoblade.
And it's very strange to see that Nanoblade have just warmed up so quickly. What happened? Where did that switch come that they just started playing so well?
Indeed, it could just be that they're currently figuring out their cohesion as a team, or maybe it just takes some time for them to warm up and get better and get into the game. Or maybe this is just, the assault map gave them their spirit back and allowed them to see that No Mercy can be broken, and that they have a valid way of defeating No Mercy and staggering them in this case.
Definitely, and this is just that case of punching well above their weight class and coming in. They're realizing that they have an uphill struggle, but they are not deterred by it, which is something that usually happens with teams that aren't so experienced. They'll come in, they'll realize they'll think it's hopeless, and after that, they just can't push any further. It's great to see that that isn't the case for Nanoblade, as they are going to be taking the try on the attack this time around. Let's see how No Mercy handle this defense.
Indeed, and we have Nanoblade with a triple DPS composition, also very divey of a composition against a McCree and a Soldier, combined with also Reinhardt and a Zodiac, so a heavy defense.
Liking to see it though, because I am just tired of dive, so let's get something different coming through, as Wild Wolf is going to be showing that aim is going to be keeping out fully, getting that headshot down onto Zentia. Very early drop coming through from Homemade Pizza, does get the Zarya shield, however, so he's freed up to start making those hits count. The 2 hit scans, however, up on this roof, oh my goodness, just doing all of the work, and beautiful space creation from Homemade Pizza is allowing these hit scans to just rain terror down onto Nanoblade.
Indeed, that was very well played. Homemade Pizza dropping down and becoming the focus of Nanoblade, and just the DPS characters for No Mercy just had free range of shooting down because everyone on Nanoblade was focusing the Reinhardt.
But now the dive is going to be coming through. They're a little bit more cohesive in where they're jumping into. Zentia is the first person to be taken out of this fight as Homemade Pizza smacks him into the ground like a nail. Blizzard will also be finished off as Homemade Pizza doing so much work. Henry, however, restarting this fight as all along, Koreaboo is just pushing this payload. Support only now trying to back him up, but that's going to be the rest of the Blue Swarm. Snicker Bear looking for support only as he does manage to finish him off. Homemade Pizza will finish off the mech from D.Va, as that's going to be a scrap heap created here. They've finally retaken the point, but that was such a long time. Oh, Pizza to charge! Gonna kill him off, but that was so worth it for the highlights.
Indeed, and it appears as if the push has come... No, the push has come to a halt here. Very good distraction while pushing the payload while everyone else was busy fighting. Although I have to question Henry's res right there. Just knowing that the Reinhardt had his ultimate right there, that was just a res with no advantage whatsoever.
We did just see a Genji do a couple of backflips. The support only going to be using that tac visor to retake control of this fight, regain momentum for themselves. Homemade Pizza getting another huge earth shatter down into the back lines as he's re-flanking the flankers. Koreaboo does take him out of the fight, but this is such a messy set. Fire at will. Enzo getting the nano boost as well, but cannot do anything through Zentia's D.Va shield there. Does use the ultimate coming down, but doesn't find any kills. However, Koreaboo does find one down onto Natsukage, Enze, and Trickset. Left out to dry as Homemade Pizza trying to find the rest of the fight, trying to make that re-entrance, but they are staggering as Koreaboo is just doing work on this Lucio. Hippity hoppity, get off my property, as this is going to be a point take.
Indeed, Enzo had to use his Graviton Surge there to buy time for the rest of the team to come back, since he was on his own with the supports and could not on his own finish the entire team of Nanoblade there.
Koreaboo just doing so much work in the backlines as well. We don't usually credit healers, but very hard not to when he comes up on the kill feed so often as a Lucio.
Indeed, both supports have been doing a very good job, especially Mercy with the reses. Oh, wow!
Skanky Dot just going a little too ham here, as this is going to be another dive coming through, but taken astray very easily. Support only looking for the rain of damage going down. He does find one down onto Snickerbeer with that tactical visor. Retaking control of this point already, as Snickerbeer taken out and the rest of Nanoblade falling into disarray.
Indeed, although once again, very questionable ult by Trickset. The fight was already won, none of his teammates were in danger, and we need to remember that Skanky Dot still has his ultimate. He died while activating it, but he still retained it since he didn't die before the word Ken was spoken out.
But he's not going to get to use it this life, as he's just going to be taken out once again by Farah. If you can't see the chat currently, but he is not very happy about that at the second, let's just say for certain, as that's going to be the regroup forced once again. Nanoblade getting back together as a 6-man unit, and they are looking for revenge.
Indeed, that was a very good pick, switch onto the Pharah, which at this point in time she can just focus down the entry points, since they are just small chokeholds.
Snickerbeer diving onto this Mercy already, as that's going to be another Dragon Blade coming out. He does get to use it this time around, but he's going to be hammered down straight onto the floor. Homemade Pizza doing so much work here, as that is going to be a full counter. Henry using his ultimate fire at will coming down. That cat, Wild Wolf going in straight on top of that. 3 kills alongside the D.Va. Beautiful work, beautiful retake, and an excellent set of combinations.
Indeed, I'm not sure if Xentia knew the Pharaoh was right above him, or if he just simply didn't have any defense matrix up, because he could not protect from that Pharaoh ultimate at all.
Of course, it must have been recharging, because he didn't use that DM to, take up the Zarya ultimate. So we do have the blue side of Nanoblade starting to regroup once again. They're looking for a different approach as they're going through the backlines now, going alongside the cliffs, trying to get in behind. Enzo, however, is going to be putting a stop to that already and getting that team fight advantage, whilst Wild Wolf also flanking in. Does get one, does get two. Koreaboo only trading the one back, however, but this is very much a one-team fight from No Mercy.
And that's terrible staggers right there, because it's only 10 seconds left and they have to get on the point. They spend too much time wasting there and dying that now they're under pressure.
Snickerbeer and Zentia were first to respond to this overtime, and they have forced it. Zentia, however, going to be taken out of the mech once again as support only takes Henry out of this fight. One more ultimate coming through from Wild Wolf as they are going to cement this victory, and they're not going to be going to a tiebreaker. Skanky Dot once again getting Ryan ulted as soon as he uses his. GG, well played to No Mercy as they take this series 3-1 over Nanoblade.
Indeed, very well played by No Mercy towards the end, staggering as much as they could, knowing that the spawns are at equal distance, but that Nanoblade is under pressure of having to get onto the point, and every second lost in that skirmish on the far side of the map was a second one where they couldn't get onto the point.
Here we see it. That's not. Zentia just didn't look up and
Yeah,
probably
was
wasn't
focusing.
able to either.
Might have been focusing on the Zarya, not knowing where exactly the Pharaoh was, and had to make the choice of either focusing on the Zarya or focusing on the Pharaoh.
And of course, that is a difficult decision to make, but that was such a crucial team wipe. No Mercy going to be taking this series 3-1 over Nanoblade. As mentioned beforehand, however, Nanoblade coming in, punching well above their weight in this Scrim series, but doing incredibly well up against the odds here.
Indeed, we saw a very good comeback from Nanoblade on Assault, which gave them the energy, and that was a very different team from the first two maps that we had, where they struggled to find their hold and find their cohesion. And at least on Assault, we saw the comeback. We saw a very strong defense. Maybe also on No Mercy, the mistake of relying too much on that Graviton Surge Barrage combination that made it easier for Nanoblade to hold the point and win the map.
Exactly the case. And before we do get some closing statements to go through to end off the stream for this evening, before going over to NA later on tonight, of course, who are you going to be picking for your MVP in that entire series?
I have to give it to Wild Wolf, being the better of the two DPS duos, with support only doing a lot of work in the beginning, but Wild Wolf coming out towards the end is very well with the switching around. To switch to the Pharaoh towards the end was very good, just keeping all the entry points under fire and just avoiding not letting Nanoblade get through the chokes.
Definitely the case, and a very interesting series overall. And I'm very glad to see already and say that these guys are going to be scrimming themselves once again. They're going to be using each other as partners in the future, which is a brilliant start and definitely what the spirit of this tournament is all about. So excellent work all around and really glad to see it.
Indeed. I hope that we can see those teams maybe for the next Saturday night scrim again, and with facing other teams and seeing as much competition from here. We had a experienced team who's been here for a while and who has done a lot of work and shown themselves as very good during playoffs against a team that just formed, had no cohesion whatsoever, and managed to take one map from them and put up a very strong defense towards the end, although with several issues that can easily be fixed as time goes on.
And definitely the case, but as we do have to close it out over here for EU, you guys have been watching the Overwatch University League's Saturday Night Scrim series, which is an event for teams of a minimum of 6 players facing off against one another, going up against equal SR teams to get experience in a competitive environment, whilst we have everything organized for them in the background. This is in preparation for Season 3, which if you haven't signed up for just yet, or haven't started to find yourself a team for, you can go onto our Discord, which is discord.gg/OW University, or you can click on the link in the channel's description below. You can also visit our website, owuniversity.com, follow us on Twitter at owuniversity, or find us on Reddit /r/Overwatch University. So, of course, thank you guys for watching, and make sure to stay tuned for our NA series later on tonight, which I believe is going to be at 6 p.m. CST, which will be confirmed if you guys follow us on Twitter. If you haven't done so already as well, make sure to smash that follow button. And thank you guys for joining us today. Once again, I have been Daniel Sandals Sandal, and joining me has been MC KitKat, and it's been a pleasure casting these games for you.
Indeed, it's been a lot of fun casting these games, and I have to thank my co-caster for doing an amazing job. Without him, this would not have been as entertaining of a stream as it was, and hopefully we can see you guys in the next stream for EU, which will probably be Midweek Madness. And with this, I wish you a very good evening. Goodbye.